One of the questions that interfaith couples ask me more than any other when it comes to raising children is, can we just raise them as both? Can we raise them as Jewish and Christian at the same time? Do we have to pick one religion or another? Wouldn't it be better if we just raised them as both? And let me share with you my experience with literally thousands of couples over the years. Number one, if parents are confused, kids are confused. If parents are not confused, kids are not confused. Kids are very flexible. You can raise your children in one religion, in the other religion, in both religions, and in neither religion. And it can work out as long as it's consistent and as long as you, as the parents, know what you're doing and have come to an agreement about how you're going to raise your kids and do it consistently. Frankly, my experience is that religious consistency encourages emotional stability in kids. So most of the time, it's helpful for a child to have an identity. One of the most difficult experiences I've had in counseling with interfaith couples and families and talking to interfaith kids and talking to interfaith couples is that when a child will say, well, I know what my mother is and I know what my father is, but Rabbi, I don't know what I am. There's a sense of loss for a child in that way. So my advice is always to pick an identity for your child. Realize that when they grow up, no matter how you've raised them, Jewish, Christian, or anything else, whatever label you've given them, like all of us, when we become adults, we get to choose. We have the opportunity and the ability to choose our own identity, our own religious identity, our own religious affiliation. That's why people convert, quote, from one religion to another all the time as adults. So better that you should choose a tradition in which to raise them. Recognize that no matter what, if it's an interfaith child and an interfaith family, you have an obligation to teach them tolerance and respect for all religions. They have a right to love and respect and cherish all of their relatives, their parents, their grandparents, their cousins, their aunts and uncles, regardless of their religion. And so having an interfaith relationship and an interfaith family is also an opportunity. It's an opportunity to teach what ultimately the most important lessons in life are, that all of us are fundamentally the same, that human beings have the same needs and the same dreams and the same aspirations in life, and that whatever the religious tradition might be, its goal is to help us to be the best us that we can be. So choosing one religion or another, in my opinion, helps your child to have a sense of his or her place and a sense of his or her identity, and recognizing that ultimately they're going to make that choice for themselves. On the other hand, every child in an interfaith relationship, an interfaith family, at some level will always think, I am both. I'm part of my mother and I'm part of my father, and they will do whatever they can to make sure that they don't feel like they're acting in a way that betrays either of their parents. So you want to create an environment for them where it's okay, where they have permission to feel good about who they are, to celebrate holidays, to celebrate whatever the traditions may be, and to recognize that there are blessings that come with being a part of an interfaith life, which is that from a child's perspective, you often get to celebrate every holiday that ever was. You get to feel like that you have more opportunities to be connected to every religious tradition than otherwise you would. And so make that a positive. Make differences something that you celebrate in life, and then your kids will have a more secure and a more stable emotional environment in which to grow up.